Hello, 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 good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Audrey, and if you're a new person on this account, kindly remember to hit that subscribe button below. So today, I'll be sharing a very interesting topic. You know, one of my students asked me, Miss, what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you, maybe in school or back at home? And I'm like, yeah, you know, when we are young, we make some funny and weird mistakes, but we learn from them. So back then in college, well, I used to be in college. I used to be a business lady, I would say. I used to sell clothes, I used to sell curtains, beddings, shoes, anything I would lay my hands on, yeah, that would enable me to get money. And actually, most people used to think that I wasn't a student back then in college. Reason being, if you would have met me in college, like in school, you would meet that posh and sassy Audrey. On the contrary, if you would have met me in Eastleigh is a town is part of Nairobi, and Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. And this is where I used to go and buy all these clothes, beddings, shoes. You'd meet a different Audrey, you know, that hustler of a person who, there are days that would even be on a cart, you know, like mkokoteni. You would see me on those things and you'd be like, wait a minute, is this the same person I met yesterday or not? Anyway, why was I doing this? I wanted to earn a living, provided I could be able to get something, you know, to keep me through. And school, being school, things had to be done. Now, I don't know if this is a norm in every institution, but before you do your continuous assessment tasks while in college, you were supposed to pay at least 60%, yeah, of your school fees. And most of the time, when I was in school, Mama used to just give me a check. Like she would get a loan from Kenya Women Finance Trust or Opportunity Kenya. And what happens? She would then have to send the check directly to me and then I would bank it to the school. So there was no interaction between me and hard cash most of the time. So on this particular day, now before I even tell you about this story, my mom is the one who actually introduced me to this business of selling clothes. Because I used to go from Thika to Nairobi twice a week, buy clothes in Eastleigh and then send them to her in Busia. So through this aspect of buying and selling, that's how I told myself, let me try it. Maybe I'll be able to do something. And surprisingly, I started by selling, you know, inner garments and then moved to pants and then moved to tops, blouses, curtains, beddings. And that's how just my business progressed. Now, there's this particular day, I woke up in very good moods, you know. There are days that you just wake up and you're singing and you feel like, oh, wow, it's going to be a beautiful day, right? So I ended up cleaning my whole house, did my laundry, did my dishes. And that particular day, I only had 2 lessons. I think it was either a Wednesday or a Thursday. I only had 2 lessons. And after that, I was supposed to go for rehearsals for drama. Now, this particular day, my ancestors decided to bless me. Yeah? I remember vividly, I think I was putting on a red dress, some very nice red dress. I love red, so probably I can remember it was a red dress. And when I just got into the school gate, like just the gate and then getting into the school compound, I received an M-Pesa notification. You've received 30,000 Kenya shillings from this. Woo! You know what, guys? There's nothing as impressive, as comforting, as awesome and amazing as receiving an M-Pesa message or a money alert message. Whether it's money being sent for school fees, whether it's money being sent for rent, whether it is your salary, just that notification message, it makes you feel like you are on another level. So I had no idea where this money was coming from. I checked the number and I was like, no, I don't know who this is. And I told myself, probably they will just reverse because you will be able to call customer care and they'll be able to reverse this money, right? And I told myself, I'll just wait. If this person will be able to reverse, they'll reverse the money. I mean, I was just consciously playing safe. I waited about an hour, 2 hours. Nobody's calling, nobody's texting me, no calls from Safaricom. And I'm like, oh, wow. Maybe somebody decided to gift me 30,000 Kenya shillings, yeah? I waited until evening, by the way. That was just about, when I got to school, it was around 11 or something. I waited until evening. Nothing. So what I told myself, let me call this lady and probably find out, because it was from a woman, let me find out maybe they accidentally sent this money and they thought they sent it to the right person. Calling this number, nothing. The phone was switched off. And I'm like, wow, miracles do happen. So 30,000 Kenya shillings is about 300 USD. That's about maybe, let's say, 105 or 110 BD. And I told myself, you know what? You've been hustling so hard. Maybe somebody has decided to just bless you. And next morning, you know, the devil is a very funny creature. We listen most of the time to the devil and we don't even listen to, and God does not even listen to this devil, by the way. So the devil calls me for a meeting and I comply. And I decide that this morning, a day after receiving this cash, I'm going to treat my friends, I'm going to treat myself. Let me tell you, I took my friends out, took them for breakfast, and then I went for shopping. And interestingly, I even went and booked myself a hotel, slept for, you know, dinner, had bed and breakfast, woke up in the morning. Within the next 1 or 2 days, money was nowhere to be seen. I mean, who was I? Why won't I spend money that I've been gifted freely? You know, easy come, easy goes. That's what I normally tell myself. Something that you remember easily, you get easily, it vanishes within seconds. So guys, the devil comes fast and leaves faster. Let me shock you. 2 days to my cards, I would say, or more or less like exams in the session, yeah? My mama calls me and tells me, you know, I asked my friend to send you money. I hope you received it. I've been trying to reach her, but her phone is off. I don't know what happened. And I'm like, holy cow. Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me you sent me the money? My goodness. At that time, I could see the devil laughing literally at me, and my ego was there reminding me of the things that I didn't do, yeah? The devil was there mocking me and laughing at me. And I'm like, God, 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 God. I tried crying. No tears were coming out of my eyes. I tried to faint. You know, you die, you literally die and then resurrect. Because at the end of it all, this is your school fees that you just ate. You squandered your school fees within 2 days, huh? Guys, those ones who know my mom, back then, right now my mom is a very calm and very composed. You know, I think with old age, they become more relaxed. I would not even make the mistake of telling my mom what had happened to that money. I had to find my own ways, because if I would tell my mom at that particular time, it would have been chaotic and messy. Yeah, you know, I literally lost weight within seconds. The jolly me turned into a very sorrowful Audrey. I was devastated, if not embittered. Yeah. So I had to call myself for a meeting. I was like, Audrey, you have to find a solution to this. And then one voice was telling me, just call mom and tell her that you didn't know that she was the one who sent money. Yeah. And then another voice was telling me, your mom will kill you. Don't even try this. And then another voice comes and tells me, just lie to her that maybe when you were withdrawing the money, you kind of lost it. And then another voice is again there reminding me, Audrey, you know what? You've never withdrawn money for school fees. So most of the time you'd have to bank it directly to the school account. Why were you withdrawing? And then the devil is just watching me from a distance. He's like, Audrey, just say you didn't receive the money. I'm like, devil, please, not today. Just leave me alone. Guys, I had no option. I had little savings in my accounts. So what I did is I had to take about $150, yeah, go and pay this directly because that was the savings I had in my account. Pay this for my school fees, and then I had to look for the registrar academic affairs, yeah, and pleaded with him, explaining to him that I'd never failed to pay school fees in time, but this particular moment, my school fees had delayed. I could not tell him what happened, yeah, and interestingly, he actually allowed me to go and sit for my exams. I got the pass card and went and did my CATS exam. Now, what had to happen is in the following 2 months, I had to, do my job twice. Like whatever I was making in a week, I had to make it twice because I had to pay an extra balance of about another $150. After clearing that bill, I had a very heavy sigh, like you breathe in and out and feel like, oh, wow, my world is now coming back to reality. And when I told my friends this story, they actually thought I was joking about it. They actually thought I was just, most of the time I tend to crack jokes or make jokes. So no one would literally believe me. Again, after that, after I finished my exams, now I was talking to my mama and I'm like, Mom, you know what happened? The money that you sent me the other time, I wasn't able to pay. I actually did this and this and this. And then my mom is like, thank God you didn't tell me that nonsense. Because you know what? I would have booked a vehicle from Busia to Nairobi and then Nairobi to Thika and get to that school, yeah, ensure that I am in the parade grounds, like the common compound, make you lie down and thoroughly whip you. Because I have raised you to understand that no human being would give you money for free. Then I was like, I tried reminding her that she should have at least alerted me that she had sent me the money. And she's like, I mean, you're so responsible enough to know that if it wasn't your money, you would have reversed it. And if it is your money, then probably, unless there's something else you're expecting, you really have to act your age. And that was it. She's like, she doesn't even care. And if I would have told my dad, it would now have been a police case. Because my dad, by then, was more of a military type of person. I swear my dad would have arrested me, taken me to the police, and accused me of being a thief, like stealing from them. He was that daring. So after this incident, guys, I became so alert and very woke. Why am I saying this? Any moment I receive as little as $5 from anyone, or 500 Kenya shillings from anyone, and I do not know this number, I call. If I don't call that person and they don't pick up, I reverse that money. Or I just send it to Mshwari, I don't touch it, and wait for them to call me back and revert it back. One thing I want to remind you is when we are young, we tend to make very funny and weird and stupid mistakes. But as we grow up and we become adults, we look at those moments and laugh about them because those are lessons we keep in our books. When we grow old, we'll be able to tell our kids and remind them that, yeah, these things do happen. People do make mistakes, but we learn from them. Anyway, one thing you need to remember is no free money on planet Earth. There's no free money on planet Earth. In one way or the other, you have to pay for it. It doesn't come for free. Whether your parents are paying school fees, whether somebody has mistakenly sent you money, trust you me, you might be able to lose the same amount of money unless you're a thief. Maybe. But even if you are a thief, at the end of it all, you might get caught. So thank you so much. I hope you loved this storytelling session. And I'll be giving you more stories about the mistakes I made when I was a young adult, I would say, or a young teenager, or in between teenagehood and adulting. Thank you so much, and hope you remember to hit that subscribe button. Bye bye.